Motivation is a secret to success, except that it's not, at least not the way most people tackle it. So bear with me for a moment for a brief explanation. Now, the reason I made this video here is because a bunch of TEDx talks popped up in my YouTube feed when I was uploading last week's video. It was about the neuroscience of happiness, by the way, so I will link it for you in the description if you're interested. Anyhow, that made me think, you know what? Yeah, TEDx talks are inspirational, definitely. And yeah, definitely watching those videos can make you feel more motivated. But that aside, let me ask, does watching these motivational videos make you more successful? And the answer is no. Now, if at all, those videos that actually have you procrastinating because you're watching a motivational video instead of actually doing the task that would make you successful. Not to mention that if you seek motivation, then it means that you are not properly set up, you're not properly set up mentally, etc., to crush it yet. Now, that's why in this video I will take you behind the curtain of high-end peak performance coaching, and I will show you what I personally do with my clients, step by step and stage by stage. And it is also what you can copy in a sense, and what you should do as well, to become extremely clear on what they desire, to become extremely productive, and to become extremely successful. And spoiler alert, to make someone a peak performer, to get them from zero to hero, you could say, it does not involve looking for motivation. And again, I will also show you exactly why. Now, if you're excited, as always, it would be incredible if you could take a second to smash those like and subscribe buttons. I would highly appreciate that. If you could do this little favor for me, because it will allow us to build an army of high performers together. And that's it. My name is Nicholas. I'm a dementia researcher, neuroscientist, as well as a high performance and flow coach. And this is why motivation is useless in becoming extremely accomplished, and what you should do instead. Let me repeat it again. If you need to watch motivational videos, then you are doing it wrong. Because what I will show you on this slide here is the overall coaching process that I go through with my clients, and is also coined by the Flow Research Collective. So this is basically what I do with my clients to get them from zero to hero, in other words, or from zero to dangerous, as the Flow Research Collective would call it. And the first step in this entire process is that you need to find your passion and your purpose, a source of intrinsic motivation. And what I mean here is not what you think. It's not about seeking motivation, but it's about finding clarity. In other words, it's about finding clarity about what you're truly passionate about. What do you love doing? What gets you out of bed? You love it so much that you cannot stop doing it. And on the other hand, what you also need to figure out is your purpose. That means, what is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? For what reason? And what is your bigger meaning in life? What is your mission in life? So you need to get clear on all of these things, because these things, clarity on your passion and purpose, that will be your inner drive. Now, the next step, the second step, would then be to help my clients to adjust their mindset and their beliefs. Now, and what we do here in particular are two things. On the one hand, what I help them with is acquiring a growth mindset. Now, it probably sounds quite generic to you or trivial, but this is extremely important. Now, there are generally two types of mindsets you can have. You can have a growth mindset and you can have a fixed mindset. That was coined by Carol Dweck, by the way. And what she found out is that two types of people. There are those people that think that success is given. They think that this person is intelligent because they were born intelligent. This person is successful because they are lucky. Things such as that. This person is rich because they were born in a rich family. And they simply accept that. Again, they just think they don't have it because they are not intelligent enough, they're not smart enough, they weren't born rich enough, whatever. On the other hand, you have people with a growth mindset. Michael Jordan, for example, the basketball player, very good example for that. And the growth mindset, simply put, means that you think that with enough effort, you can become great at anything. Now, personally, I call this the Raven Credo. The Raven Credo is the belief that anyone can achieve any goal or accomplish any dream by doing a single thing: continuous self-improvement. And the reason I say that is because I went through it myself. I had depression 10 years ago. I was even institutionalized. And here I am now, 10 years later. I'm a high performance coach. I'm a neuroscientist. I develop a drug for dementia research. And I'm here to tell you that anyone can achieve any goal, accomplish any dream by doing a single thing: continuous self-improvement. So once again, you need this growth mindset, because without it, you cannot reach your goals. And it's not as trivial as you think. There are many limiting beliefs out there, and they are often hidden. They are subconscious. That's why you are not aware of them. And this is what I help my clients as well. That again, that we dial up this growth mindset, and we get rid of those limiting beliefs. If you think that you are not good enough, then you will probably not reach your goals. If you think that you cannot pull it off, then you will not pull it off. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. And that is a quote Peter Diamandis. Anyhow, that said, what you also need besides a growth mindset is an internal locus of control. So internal locus of control means that you think that you are responsible for anything that happens in your life. The opposite of that would be the external locus of control. That means that you push responsibility away. Let's take lockdown. You could say that lockdown is at fault. Lockdown is because I lost my job. Lockdown is because I'm not happy. Lockdown is because I'm not productive. And all that does is pushing responsibility away. It takes away your own power. You give away your power to circumstances, to other people, whatever it is. And of course, we do not want that. We want an internal locus of control. Whatever you do is in your power, in your control, because it is. For example, in lockdown, you could say, all right, I don't feel happy, so let's make myself happy. Let's do things that make me happy. I'm not productive, so let's fix my routine. Let's do whatever needs to be done to accomplish my goals. Let's set new goals. Let's get myself out of this phase of depression. So once again, you need this internal locus of control. A must have. The next step then would be what you would generally find, that is to optimize your routine, optimize your time management skills and your task management skills in general. That's what most people think about when they think about productivity, but it's just a part of it. It's actually one of the less important parts, because chances are you figure this out. In any case, to make this a bit easier for you, I recently recorded a video about the best time and task management system out there, at least in my opinion, as a former project manager in the pharma industry. And once again, I will link it for you in the description, so please feel free to check it out if you want to get your life sorted, you could say. Now, that aside, the next step is, once you have the ideal routine, also active recovery methods and all of these things to stay in mental and physical peak shape, the next step will be to get into flow. And that is a concept that is not very well known. Again, it's more neuroscience. So let me describe to you what this actually means. Now, flow is the ultimate brain state for peak performance. More precisely, flow is when you're so deeply immersed into a task that you forget everything else. So you have this extreme sharp laser focus on a task, you just can't get away from it. And it could be compared to video gaming. Video gaming, for example, 5 hours feel like 5 minutes. And you're so deeply focused on what you're doing, again, that you forget anything else. You don't go to the toilet, you don't care about eating. all you want to do is video gaming. And you could get into the exact same state with your work. And actually, studies by the Flow Research Collective show that flow can increase your focus and attention by 100%, your meaning and fulfillment by 200%, your productivity by 500%. That means that you get 5 days of work done in a single day. And you can even increase your creativity by 430%. Now, I made a video about flow as well. I will drop it in the description for you. And lastly, just once you have flow working for you, once you get into this brain state of peak performance, the last step would then be to train grit. So grit can also be described as mental toughness, and you need that because you will have bad days. You will not feel like it. And this is exactly why grit is so important, because grit allows you to push beyond, to stick with it in the long term over the years to come. And again, that will ultimately make you successful. Now, that aside, you also have other things at this stage, such as creativity. You want to figure out problem-solving methods. By the way, I once again made a video about how I solve problems in the lab as a neuroscientist, my my 9-step process. So I do this. If you are interested in that, how to solve any problem, no matter what it is, again, I link the video for you in the description. And also important, learning. I always recommend people to have a 30-minute learning block a day. Just read books, learn new things, because that will also keep you unstuck along with the problem-solving methods. Now, getting to this point, let me make it even more clear why motivation is not useful for you. There are 5 things in particular, and the first thing would be, the conclusion number 1, you could say, is that your source of motivation, as I mentioned earlier, it must be internal. Motivation is the result of figuring out your mission in life, your purpose in life. What are you passionate about? And by the way, purpose means that you take what you're really passionate about and you do it for something beyond yourself to help others. That is what purpose basically is. You do what you love and you do it for the sake of others to make a positive impact in the world. And once again, once you're clear on your passion and your purpose, then you will have this inner source of motivation. You will have this inner drive. And at this point, you don't need to watch motivational videos anymore. To give you an example, I'm a dementia researcher because my grandmother developed dementia. I saw the changes she went through. Her personality changed. She even forgot me at the time. Things such as that, how she completely changed, how her behavior changed, how she didn't realize what was going on around her. And that made me think, damn, what happens to you when your brain is all messed up? And that's why my interest in neuroscience developed, why I became a neuroscientist now to develop a drug to dementia, to help those people that suffer from it. And besides that, besides the biological side, there's also, of course, the mental side. I mean, depression is on the rise. I had it myself, as I mentioned earlier. So that's my mission. My mission is to help those to find meaning in life, to accomplish, to become the best version of themselves. That's why I'm also making this video for you guys, to make very clear that if you know what the hell you're working for, if you're clear on your passion and your purpose in life, then you don't need to watch that TEDx talk. I'm serious. The second thing is that consistency and routine beats motivation, hands down. Now, it's not a one-time effort. To reach the life of your dreams, you need to stick with it in the long term. You need to do it day in and day out. It's actually what happens with New Year's resolutions. They start a new habit, maybe going to the gym. They go all out, go to the limits, and then 1 or 2 weeks in, they drop it completely because they're burned out and they are completely sore. They cannot move anymore, and it's too hard for them. On the other hand, what you could do is just do it regularly. Do it less intense, but do it every day. Do it as part of your routine, like freaking brushing teeth if you want to. And that is the point. You don't need motivation to brush your teeth, right? At least I hope you do. That said, the same should be the case for your work. Work should be part of your routine. You want to do it regularly so that you, again, don't need to be dependent on motivation to do it. Now, the next step or the next conclusion would be that activities that you love get you into flow. And flow is really, really addictive. It feels great. We also call this autotelic from a psychological perspective. So you do it because the activity itself is so addictive and amazing to you, like video gaming, that you just can't stop doing it. And once again, if you get into flow with the work that you do on a daily basis, you will feel effortless. You will get up in the morning and you want to work. And at that stage, if you really want to do it, if you're craving it almost, then you don't need motivation, right? Now, the fourth conclusion is that to get into flow, to get into extremely immersed state, that you forget everything else, and that you have laser focus on the task that you do, on the work that you do, you must feel the initial struggle phase. So there will be 5 to 10 minutes when you sit down and start the work in which you will feel uncomfortable. You will feel that mental block, you will feel like procrastinating, you don't want to do it. And this initial step is normal. It's part of the flow cycle and you cannot skip it. And the reason why, I will not describe this in detail, but you need this little bit of overwhelm in the beginning, this little bit, those stress hormones, norepinephrine, you need that in order to get into the extremely focused state. You cannot skip it. So what that means is that if you think that you have to feel amazing, if you think that you have to feel motivated to do your work, then it simply means that you don't even know how to get into focus. Because to get into this extremely focused state, you must feel this initial struggle. This little bit of 5 to 10 minutes where you don't feel like doing it. You must have that. And lastly, conclusion number 5 for you guys. That's again, you cannot depend on motivation. Why? Because it's an emotion. It comes and goes. It's like sadness. It's like, I don't know, pain. It's like happiness. It's not there all the time. What it means is the complete opposite. So what you should do to become a peak performer is the opposite. You need to learn to do it regardless of how you feel. You feel bad, you do it regardless. You feel sad, you do it regardless. You feel incredible even, you do it regardless. So that's what I mean. In order to become a high performer, you need to become independent of your emotions. You need to be able to do it regardless. And the way to do that is to develop grit. So mental toughness. That's why it's so important. You need to train yourself. And we made it to the end, to the summary. So thank you for your attention. And as a side note, if you liked the video, please smash those like and subscribe buttons to stay in the loop for future videos so that we can build an army of high performers on this channel together. Now, as a brief summary again, first will be that success is not about seeking motivation. Instead, the first step in your rise, in your personal rise, is to find clarity about your inner intrinsic motivation. What it means is that what are you truly passionate about? And how could you use this passion to make a positive impact on others? And again, following your passion to accomplish something beyond yourself, that is also known as purpose. Now, the thing is, once you have your passion and purpose down, then there is no seeking for motivation anymore because you will be driven by what is inside of you. The second step, that would be that a great and optimized routine beats motivation hands down. Think about New Year's resolutions again. To give up 1 or 2 weeks after going to the gym, trying to lose weight, etc. Because the reality is 1 or 2 weeks, that's how long motivation usually lasts. And it's better to comfortably work on your ambitions regularly as part of your routine, maybe 3 hours Monday to Friday, compared to trying to grind out 8 or 10 hours and then get demotivated and drop it entirely. And the third thing is that you cannot rely on motivation. Motivation is just an emotion. It comes and goes. I mean, seriously, do you only want to work when you feel like it? Do you only want to work when you feel motivated? Let me tell you right now that if you only work if you're motivated, then you will not work much at all. High performers have the master skill to work regardless of how they feel. That is also called grit or perseverance. And again, grit, or the ability to act regardless of how you feel, beats seeking motivation or the need to feel the emotion of motivation to work anytime, hands down. So, given the importance of grit for success, which is also backed up in studies, by the way, stay tuned for part 2 of this video series, and we should talk about grit. So once again, feel free to hit the notification bell to stay in the loop. And lastly, let me ask, which of the 5 stages to become a peak performer that I showed you in this video? So find your passion and your purpose, acquire the right mindset and empowering beliefs, optimize your routine, time and task management skills, getting into flow, and 5th would be getting grit. So grit to persevere if you don't feel like it. Which one of these is the most challenging for you? I would love to know that, because again, I can make future videos to help you in overcoming your roadblocks. Now that said, this concludes the video, so as always, appreciate it. I appreciate that you gave me your time today, and thank you for listening. So all that's left to say is that you should have a nice week. Have a productive week. Please don't rely on seeking motivation, guys. Crush it instead. And I will see you in the next video.